And welcome back, everybody, to a fantastic looking game of Dota 2. Today we're going to be casting Casual Stomp versus the Flying Bros. This is going to be another NOTA winter matchup. Of course, the round robin stage, as you saw in the little AFK banner there I had up. And let's hop right into it. Casual Stomp banning out the Mirana. She's a pretty good roamer this meta. Of course, she can be played jungle if you want to lose. That is always an option as well. But all that aside, she is actually a very good roamer, and her invisibility can set up some ganks quite nicely, so force to be reckoned with if she's played correctly. Tusk banned out by the Flying Bro is a bit of a last meta ban, but still an effective hero. Can really make it hell for a mid laner if he doesn't have a good escape, or really if he even just isn't paying attention at all. Not to mention the snowball saves that can come through. Windranger banned out by Casual Stomp. Another great mid. She's great at pushing and counter pushing. We'll have to see what they're going for here. Fun little fact, my team actually randomly matched up against Casual Stomp in a pub. They ran a pushing strat and did it quite well. They are extremely good at pushing, and I think that's definitely what their strategy usually favors. Both these heroes counter pushers, so odds are they do go for some sort of pushing strat. These were also two bans we saw in my game against them, so I would not be surprised if they went for some sort of early pushing lineup. Some of the heroes they favor are Venomancer and Shadow Shaman. So it's going to be interesting if we see either of them picked up. Both are pretty good pushing heroes. Venomancer hasn't seen much play, but he does have quite a high win rate. And there's the Shadow Shaman, so it does look like the pushing strat is obvious. Just waiting for the return picks by the Flying Bros. Let's see if they figure out what Casual Stomp wants to do. Perhaps they have their own strategy. Hopefully one that can counter pushing. Haven't seen much of the Flying Bros play. I think I've casted one of their games before, but I honestly do not remember it, so can't give you any special insight here in this case. They're going to be cutting into their reserve time here. Probably planning out most of their strategy here. Not a bad idea. Just judging by their bans. Oh, and we have an Ember Sphere pickup. Okay pick, maybe a little sketchy considering the Shaman has the two disables and pretty effective disables, so he won't be able to split push as effectively as he wants to. But it is going to be a pretty effective pick against this pushing lineup that I am assuming will be that we'll see from Casual Stomp. Next pick. Not quite sure with this Ember Spirit. It is possible that they could go for a pushing lineup as well, in which case the next pick we should probably see some sort of support with pushing capabilities picked up, like and Earthshaker. So not too bad of a hero. Can't exactly push super well, but definitely a great support anyway. Sorry about that. The Fisher, probably one of the best spells in the game, and of course his ultimate just able to do so much work. Casual Stomp. Assuming we will see another one of their pushing lineup being picked here. If I do remember correctly, they second picked a Dragon Knight against myself and my team. We'll see if they do it here again. It might be a little bit of a greedy pickup, but if it does fit their strategy, I would not be surprised to see them pick it. Bit of debate maybe going on here. Cutting into their reserve time a bit more. So I would definitely say Casual Stomp is going for a pushing lineup, and Centaur Warrunner, so possibly not. Centaur, not the best pusher, but definitely a tank. You need some of that, especially in a lineup like this, if you aren't going to be able to fight extremely well. Of course, they can still fight relatively well with this Shadow Shaman ultimate, as well as his multiple lockdowns and his nuke.
10 seconds to go.
So not too bad of a pickup. Definitely going to give them what they're missing here.
5 seconds.
Waiting to see what their next ban is. talked about Casual Stomp basically the entire time. The Flying Bros, on the other hand, I have no idea what they might be going for. The Tusk and Undying Banner, I don't think those are heroes that counter any specific strategy they have. I think they are heroes that they don't want to face. They are both very strong heroes, Undying, a lane dominator, Tusk, just being able to get ganks off so easily. And we see the Bristleback banned out from Casual Stomp. So just a really tanky hero, really hard to deal with, really. Ursa banned out by the Flying Bros. Not quite sure if that's a ban-worthy hero at this moment. I've seen many pub teams attempt to run him. I think he's even seen a little bit of play in the competitive scene, but he's really just seems far too easy to kite and just doesn't output enough damage. It's far too easy to kite around his ultimate and then just burst him down afterwards. Tidehunter banned out by Casual Stomp. Great team fight. It can really set a lot up, so we may see that being put to use here in this fight. If anything like that gets through the pool, anything other like that. I think the Flying Bros definitely need to, and they ban out the Invoker. But I think the Flying Bros really need to look at what they're banning out here and realize that they should pick up some sort of tanky hero, some sort of initiation hero, because Casual Stomp obviously does not want to go against that. They have the Mirana, who is initiation. Wind Ranger doesn't really fit into either of those categories, but she is hard to burst down with the Wind Run. Bristleback, of course, extremely tanky, able to output so much damage. Tidehunter can get tanky, has great initiation. It's just, they don't like playing against these heroes, obviously. Flying Bros will see if they decide to pick up something like that. Perhaps not. Perhaps they have their own strategy of sorts. Only time will tell here. Just keep cutting into reserve time. Better to make a smart decision and take some of that reserve time than a hasty one. And we see the Dazzle pick up. Another great support. Always great to have that heal. As well as the Shallow Grave. Casual Stomp. Possible we see an Axe here just to cancel the Dazzle's Shallow Grave, but most likely not. He would probably be taking Centaur War Runner's position in the off lane. Just doesn't really work out.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds.
Just a few seconds left for Casual Stomp until they start cutting into reserve time. And it appears as though they may be having second thoughts on this pushing strategy. Obviously, it is not 100% guaranteed that they go for it. Just because I've seen it once doesn't mean they go for it. But with the initial Shadow Shaman pickup, it just led me to believe that this may be something they want to go for. Centaur War Runner, of course, doesn't really fit into that, although he does provide initiation and an anti-mage pickup. Kind of early to pick that, I think, because you can still pick plenty of heroes with lockdown on the Flying Bros. Heck, you could even pick a third slot Silencer, and then anti-mage just... his escape is useless, his ultimate is useless. And there we go, we see Legion Commander. So, what is that? 4.5 seconds of lockdown? 4.75 and 5.5. So, extremely long lockdown. They should be able to kill Anti-Mage every time as long as she's able to farm a Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade or whatever. The initiation item that she chooses to deal with this Anti-Mage. As long as she's able to get that, they should be able to kill him every time they duel. The Ember Spirit should be able to output enough damage early enough. The Earthshaker's Fisher, even his Enchant Totem should be able to do plenty of work here as well. And of course Dazzle's Shadow Wave, I'm sorry, Dazzle's Shadow Wave should be able to do plenty against this as well. Healing up the Legion, even giving her a Shallow Grave if they need to lock Anti-Mage down and she's on low health. Just so many ways that they can lock him down. Well, not exactly so many, but such an effective way, I should say, that they are able to lock this Legion down. Especially now that I believe she cannot be stunned out of attacking in her ultimate.
10 seconds to go.
And Venomancer picked up by Casual Stomp. That was one of the heroes they played against us, and that he did so much work with the Venomancer. Definitely one of their best heroes, I would say.
10
Possibly even one of the top heroes for the team. It's just such a good pushing hero, such a good utility support as well with the Venomous Gale for the slow. His ultimate, of course, even if you're about to be bursted down in a fight, you just throw your ultimate and boom, they're all taking so much damage even after you're dead. Arguably the best damage over time. Ultimate. Doesn't have to be casted, or it does have to be casted, sorry, it doesn't have to be channeled or anything like that. It's just so much damage. It's really an insane amount. And we see Clockwork and Queen of Pain banned out by Casual Stomp. Looking at their bans, it actually looks like Casual Stomp is afraid of some of those strong offlaners, which really I wouldn't be, especially if they are gambling on an anti-mage. They should be planning on going a tri-lane, so an offlaner shouldn't really be a worry of theirs, but you never know. He could, of course, single out a Shadow Shaman, single out a Venomancer, and just kill them before a fight starts, and then that could really cripple their team.
5 seconds.
So Flying Bros definitely going to need to see what they pick up here. Probably a off lane of some sort. I do believe Legion Commander is going to be their hard carry. I see no reason why she shouldn't be. Same kind of story for Casual Stomp. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Casual Stomp is going to need a mid laner in their case for their last pick, and a good mid laner for them. Possibly Outworld Devour. He's going to help them fight a lot. He has so much control with his Astral Imprisonment. His ultimate is just going to deal so much damage to everyone on this other team except for Dazzle, and even then it will still deal a moderate amount of damage. His Orb Stealing Intelligence, of course, is going to be important for the Legion Commander. It's going to be important for the Gyrocopter that just got picked up. It's going to be important for this Earthshaker. The more intelligence he steals, the less they have, and the less utility they have. And there we go. Speaking of OD, we see one get picked up. And let's hop right into this game. If we look at fighting potential, it's really hard to say which team will be able to do better here. If the Flying Bros is able to get the initiation and that pick-off with the Legion Commander duel before the fight is able to break out, I think that the Flying Bros should win the fight every time. On the offhand, if they aren't able to get the kill from the pick-off, or they aren't able to secure the kill from the pick-off, or if they aren't able to... Sorry, I'm just upping the audio for you fellows. They aren't able to secure that kill from pick-off, or if they aren't able to initiate how they want to, as in they get caught out or they get initiated onto, I think the fight should go the way of Casual Stomp. But without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce the teams. We got Point B23 is going to be playing our Outworld Devour. Red Reaper 203. Is that red or rad? Rad Reaper, sorry bud. 203 is going to be playing our Anti-Mage. Hansel is going to be on Centaur Warrunner. Daddy Bender playing Shadow Shaman, and Myth is going to be picking up that support Venomancer. Meanwhile, on the side of the Flying Bros, Philly Steak on Earthshaker. Goat Sama is going to be playing Dazzle. Inedible is going to be on our Gyrocopter mid lane. We've got Shimoto Sensei on Ember Spirit, and Croquet Bizur is going to be playing our offlane Legion Commander. We already have this ward here blocking the camp. No such ward coming out from the side of Casual Stomp here at the beginning of this game. And it looks like Casual Stomp will be able to secure the bottom rune with the top rune going. Casual Stomp securing the bottom rune. No, God! Casual Stomp securing the top rune with the Flying Bros able to secure the bottom rune. Go ahead and just open up our last hit charts here. Pings coming out from Goat Sama, not quite sure why, but if we go ahead and open our last hit charts here, obviously nothing yet, but hopefully we get to see that soon. A strange ward placed here. It's obviously going to scout out anything that walks down in through here, and it doesn't block this camp, but I think a better ward might have been this lane ward here. I don't know. Gyrocopter going aggressive early, getting the right clicks off, and that's exactly what you need to do here. You have the tri-lane, and you just got to be aggressive. I mean, of course, you don't want to miss last hits for this, but it is something you need to do. The lane ward placed over here on the side of Casual Stomp, and I think this is far better. It'll show you where the Legion Commander is even when she's forced to back up. And Daddy Bender just doing some stacking. Going to be unable to pull because of this camp, of course, but you can pull with this camp if you need to. You just cut this big tree right here and pull straight up this way when the creep wave is about at your tower. So still possible to pull, but definitely means your lane has to be far more pushed than obviously right here at your tower, because you're not going to be able to hit the pull with that. Bot lane, I think, is going to be the lane we want to watch. This, what seems to be highly aggressive tri lane going up against this kill potential dual lane. I believe they have kill potential. Philly Steak doing some jungling. Go ahead and pull that for his carry, but unable to make it connect. And there we go. The ward is placed. That camp's going to be blocked. No more pulling for you. Myth leading him on a wild goose chase, but he's going to be able to get right clicks off. The Fisher is thrown backwards to try to save himself. Centaur War Runner here. He opens up this illusion rune, and he's just going to continue to get right click down, but makes it up the cliff anyway. Let's check out mid lane. Shimoto Sensei, 4 last hits, 2 denies, so not doing as well as he would like to be. Definitely going to be a hard lane against this OD. OD, I do believe, is going to be one of the new lane dominators of the meta. He just his Astral Imprison, so good. He hasn't put any levels into it yet, but I do think you need to get that just value point in it. The 4-second disable is so big, it can set up so many kills, allow the rest of your team to get into position, as well as being able to deal a bit of damage, but that's not really what you leveled it up for. So, even in the laning stage, if you were to catch him like here or something, he's not going to be doing damage to his creeps when he comes out, and he's also going to be 4 seconds where he's missing last hits and denies, giving you basically free farm for 4 seconds. Every 22 seconds for 4 seconds of free farm, that's a pretty great time you're having in the mid lane. So it's a really, really powerful spell. Really, that's what gives him his lane domination. I mean, of course, just look, 6 intelligence stolen from his orb. That's nothing to just shake your head at, but the Astral Imprisonment I don't think should be overlooked either. Top lane Shaman going in on the Legion Commander, throwing his nuke, right-clicking down by Animage, going to try to walk away. I don't know if they can. Not in range for anything else, and he's going to go away. Nuke doesn't come off cooldown quick enough, and going to be able to walk out of that just fine. Little sketchy though. This Anti-Mage is going to be getting free farm, and that's not something you want. Remember, the Legion Commander is their way to deal with this Anti-Mage, so not being able to get farm, or vice versa, allowing this Anti-Mage to get too much farm, could mean that she comes online too late, isn't able to secure the gold she needs. And don't even know where that kill happened. It looks like near the top rune. Yes, definitely near the top rune. Bad gank probably with the assistance coming in from Earthshaker, so great job there. Gyrocopter doing a fine job farming. 24 last hits, leading the last hits board. Great job by his supports, just allowing him to get this free farm. Easy ward takeouts though. Just feed him more gold, Venno. Really shouldn't be placing your wards until you have at least level 2 wards, because they are going to be easily taken down by any carry that can hit even decently. Gyrocopter, that's about an average carry attack at this time, and he can 1 or 2 shot wards, so not exactly hard to take them down. And it is just extra gold for you. See, 1, 2, and there you go, 16 gold. And what? He takes like maybe 20 damage from this? Legion has her level 6, has her duel up, so she should probably go do something, but she gets jumped on by the Sandy Mage, gets caught by the snare, and she's going to be right-clicked down, eats the Fury Fire to stay alive. Great play there. Great recognition of use of that new item. Anti-Mage, though, getting real close to the kill here. Daddy Bender just had enough mana for the Hex. That would have been a kill. She's been able to run away just barely twice now, and yep, she's going back to base. She's learned her lesson. She knows she's got to stay a bit safer, or at least keep her health up. Moto Sensei looks like he's having a bit better of a time in this mid lane after that kill. The OD isn't harassing him as much, mainly because he only has mana for 2 arcane orbs, of course. Look down bot. Looks like a gank could be coming. Both these heroes are on about half health. In comes the Earthshaker. Oh, about to throw the Fisher, but it gets cancelled, and they're both going to be able to walk away just fine. Venomancer gets caught, but still able to walk through this path, not blocked by that Fisher. Great stun there by the Centaur Warrunner to prevent the Fisher. If that Fisher would have gone out, most likely would have been a double kill. What would have gone straight across here? Definitely would have caught both of them. They would have had to walk all the way around here, going straight through Gyrocopter and Dazzle, of course. So, great job. Another ward here, denying or blocking this camp, denying the pull. I don't know if that's worth it. The second ward at this, well, obviously the 6 minute 40-second mark ish. At 7 minutes, I don't think you should be worried about the pull. You should be able to secure your lane well enough at this point in time. Ganks should start coming out from the mid lane. All that should start happening. You shouldn't be worried about the pull as much because you can contest this farm now. You can contest the fact that they are over here, and you should be able to go help them out, especially now since you have your level 7. And here we go. The Fisher in from the Earthshaker, but the blink away. I think he just needed to throw it and hope for the best. Yeah, it would have wasted a bit of mana, but I think it definitely would have been worth it. The Sentry Ward coming out, as well as the regular ward from Daddy Bender, getting some great vision down there. It looks like he's going to roam down to help out this bot lane. They do need this Earthshaker back here to help them if they actually want to defend this tower and or get kills down here. But Legion Commander does need your duel damage. Once you hit level 6 on Legion, you should be starting to duel. The more dual damage you get, obviously, the easier time you're going to have, so should definitely be looking to roam the map, look for easy kills, look for the easy duel, and down bottom, I think, is actually a place that you could do that right now. Catch one of these guys out. The Venomancer here, he's out on the edge. The Shadow Shaman, there goes all their disable, except for the Centaur Warrunner stun, of course, but go. Plague Ward's going to work on this Dazzle. Not much damage, of course, but just the slow and the bit of poison damage over time is annoying. Gyrocopter moving up a bit aggressively. OD has a smoke, looking back, and he smokes solo smoke, so he's probably going to come bottom with just that. Does he pick up this rune? Does not. That's good. Meanwhile, top Legion Commander has to run. Shaman teleported up there, it appears. And here we go. OD coming in from the back. Gyrocopter throws his ult, and they go aggressive. Doesn't manage to hit anyone, I don't think. Rocket Barrage comes out, hitting Venomancer in the side shop. Dazzle coming through, gonna stun him, and he's trapped there, but unfortunately so is Gyrocopter. He's stacked there too. They have to right-click and hope for the best. There we go. There's the Astral Imprisonment out on Dazzle. He keeps running, and it looks like he's gonna make it out of here. The slow from these Veno wards may be enough to slow him down. Just enough, and there we go. The Astral... I don't even know what that's called. Sanity's Eclipse thrown to secure the Gyrocopter kill. Dazzle gonna be able to teleport out to safety. Great gank there by the OD. That's exactly what they needed. That's just going to give them the little bit of advantage they need, the little bit of the swing back that they needed as well to be able to catch back up. There we go. Obviously not much of a difference here, but that little dip back down definitely going to help them stay right in the even range. Meanwhile, top, this Animage getting a bit of farm. Obviously not free farm, obviously not like what you want it to be, but good enough farm. Gyrocopter going on this Venomancer solo. Centaur ultimate used to get him out of there, and the ward's just going to work on him, but fortunately not able to do enough. So Legion Commander saving up her gold here. She could go for either a Shadow Blade or a Blink Dagger at this point. I think the appropriate item would be the Shadow Blade because of the Venomancer. Even just his auto attack, that poison damage over time is going to cancel your blink for so long. And if you just get hit by one ward, even a scouting ward, there you go. There goes your initiation. So definitely some pros and cons to weigh there. But they're going to have to be careful here. They, as in the Flying Bros, because this mid lane is just stacked with opponents. It would appear as though they have left Hansel walking back down to the bottom lane, but still definitely reason to be careful. Fisher Throne, but it's going to catch the OD on the wrong side of it. And with 5 intelligence stolen, he has to head on back. Gyrocopter able to kill Venomancer again. Great job there. Dazzle throws the Shallow Grave onto himself. Looks like they're going to attempt to go on this Centaur, and Dazzle probably going to die here to wards. No longer in range, and out comes the duel, and here we go. This is exactly what you need. Gyrocopter getting the kill, Legion Commander getting the duel damage. Great playing there, and Dazzle even manages to get out A-okay. That's exactly what you want to see from a Legion Commander, recognizing that they're able to get the kill, porting on down, and hitting the duel for that extra 10 damage. Earlier you can get that damage, the better, obviously, and that was just some great recognition from her. But it does look like she's going Blink Dagger, considering she has 1,900 gold and has not bought a component of Shadow Blade, so definitely pros and cons of each item. One completely cancelled by a $200 item, and the other one mostly made inefficient by Plague Ward, so we'll just have to see how these scenarios play out here. Earthshaker, you're going to be the only one defending top lane. Venomancer just getting work done with this Plague Ward, so. Dazzle heading on back down to the biggity bot lane to help out his Gyrocopter. Legion, looks like Legion is going to be doing a bit of jungling. Don't like this at all. Definitely not the most efficient use of your time. Not the most efficient way to get experience or gold either, but I mean, probably just waiting for her ultimate to come back off cooldown. So I think they should definitely be looking for an opportunity to go here. Obviously on the Shadow Shaman or the Centaur War Runner. Initiation might be hard because of the obvious Centaur ultimate. He does have the Stampede, but Legion may just be saving up for that Blink Dagger. She has the gold for it now, so Blink Initiation could be extremely good here, and there we go. There's the Blink Dagger. They are ready to go. They are ready to initiate up in this Hizai. Unfortunately, she did show herself, so if they clicked on her, they know she has the Blink Dagger. They also know she's in the shop. Gyrocopter actually pinging that out, so they should know she's in the shop anyway. Definitely think she needs to get top, and just as I say that, she's headed top. Kill potential, low up here, I believe, but this Earthshaker does need help. He can't defend this tower on his own, especially not with this Venomancer. And so yes, the Plague Ward will be canceling her Blink Dagger, but okay, the Poison over time does not cancel it, so maybe a better item. Venomancer may get caught out here. Nope, not spotted. The blink to where he was, but still didn't see him. Saw him when he came around the corner there, probably. The Plague Ward dropped 6 seconds on that Blink Dagger. We'll just see what happens. She eats a tree, quells a tree. And Earthshaker is gone, so it is just her up here. Probably not going to be able to do anything, at least in the terms of being aggressive. Dragonlance built on the OD. Definitely a strange item here. Not quite sure I've seen it much. Definitely could be useful, especially for just putting yourself out of range of those nasty spells that they've got. The Ember Spirit, Jump, E, Gyrocopters, Rocket Barrage, of course. Don't think that's going to put him out of range of Fissure, but it's going to get him more towards the end of Fissure. So, definitely going to help him a bit with his positioning, and of course it does build into the BKB later, so pretty good there. With 3 points in this Plague Ward, it is now just doing so much work here. Harassing this Ember Spirit so hard. Really hard for him to keep this pushback, but they are going onto Shadow Shaman, but nope. Fissure blocking him. Shadow is able to walk around here somehow. I have no idea. They are not able to make it up here. And there we go. The Sentry Ward spotting out this Observer. That Observer should not be there for too much longer. But they are congregating mid lane. Probably a fight going to break out here soon. Ember Spirit doesn't have much in terms of farm at all. He is going to be going the split pushing build, but I mean, that does mean he is extremely weak early game until he gets that Battle Fury. So looks like they're just going to let this fall. They don't really have a way to effectively deal with these. The teleport by Gyrocopter coming in straight on top of the wards. What is he doing? He comes in, immediately stunned up. Has to be thrown on Shallow Grave. He tries to go after him, but these wards just doing so much work. The Venomancer wards, of course, keeping him in place, and here we go. The Ember Spirit trying to chase after them, but OD just being able to pick that up. The Shadow Shaman killed. Gyrocopter killed on the back lane by Venomancer wards, and Centaur Warrunner cleaning up on the
Tower has fallen.
Earthshaker. So just a terrible fight there all around. I think they definitely should have just let that tower fall. If they wanted to go on it, they should have gone on it earlier. They should have prioritized that as a tower they wanted to keep, as opposed to waiting until all these wards were down, the Shaman wards were down, and everyone was in position right here. They just needed to rotate a bit faster, and that could have been far better for them. Really hard for them to beat this counter initiation here. Like I said, they're gonna need to be the ones doing the initiating, mainly with this Legion Commander duel. Speaking of which, she's gonna need to be careful here. Venomancer coming up. Gonna be doing quite a bit here. Anti-Mage blinking away to safety. Just going to be sitting behind his creeps. Venomancer showing himself, unfortunately. And there we go. Here comes the duel. Right clicks are coming through. She needs a couple moment of courage procs. And there we go. Duel winner. Unfortunately, she may not be able to get out of this. This Anti-Mage is going to be continuing to blink and chase after her. Very fire eaten, but there we go. The ultimate Dazzle. Shallowgrave going to be able to save her. Anti-Mage, will he continue chasing? Our Devour continues. She blinks, and she's going to be killed by the Venomancer poison. Man. That's secured them 2 kills after Dazzle Shallowgrave has made it appear as though they would be able to get out just fine. So definitely a bit of a surprise there. Earthshaker going to be trying to clean up in the mid lane. Not really too much he can do. And Ember Spirit, of course, just farming up the jungle. He's really got to get this Battle Fury online so that he can start split pushing and countering what the Shaman wants to do, of course. I mean, there you go. There's your push, and your tower's going down. And boom. Dunzo. They're just going to be able to do this every 100 seconds. What is this, 120 seconds? They last for 45 seconds, so like every 65 seconds. So about every minute, they should be able to take a tower. If they group up as 3 or 4, there should be nothing stopping them from taking a tower every minute-ish. Of course, I do have to wait for the ult to come off completely cooldown, so my math is wrong here, but Gyrocopter going in, throwing his ultimate, but it's not going to be able to do enough, and OD was close enough to be able to catch him just on the backside. There's 1 Arcane Orb, and that's going to be enough to scare him away. These wards here really doing work, and Venomancer lucky that Centaur was able to ult out of that, or else he probably would have gotten killed there. But there are now 3 heroes down here, 3 and 3 on both sides, and they really want to defend this tower. Pings come out, they see the Outward Devour moving, they see the Centaur Warrunner moving, and they're going to need to move. Ember Spirit, unfortunately, looks like he's going to be taken down in the middle. Nope, he is able to Remnant out of there. Great job there. The Shadow Shaman looks like he did use the Hex, but the Shackles was simply not long enough, and Anti-Mage does not do enough damage at this point in time.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
And it looks like Legion doing her part in the split pushing. Gonna be going Armlet. Not quite sure I like this build. It's decent. It gives you a bit of the extra damage you need right away to instantly get the kill. And there we go with Armlet active. There we go. There's the Venomancer kill. And just as I was saying, there's the extra damage. But in the long run, I don't think it's gonna be enough. I don't think it's going to be the item that you want. Anjimoto Sensei hexed up by the Shaman. The right clicks come in. Shaman drops his wards. That's another tower they just won't be able to kill. The ultimate comes out, and there we go. Legion's dead. Jumping in from Ember Spirit. He's going to leap through, but just doesn't do enough mana. He does get the Shackles on 2, but it's just not enough. Gyrocopter doesn't know where he needs to go, and he's just going to sprint to his tower and hope he's safe back here. The jump in by Centaur. Centaur ultimate, but in comes the Gyrocopter missile, and now he's trapped under tower. There we go. The Hex. That's not a Hex. I don't know what I'm talking about. But he is going to fall anyway. Anti-Mage going to tank this tower, but walk out just fine. A 1-for-1 trade there, Centaur for Gyrocopter, and a 2-for-2 overall in that fight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Double edge, basically the killing blow there onto the Gyrocopter. This aggressive ward by Casual Stomp, I really like it. What vision does it give them?
Radiant structures have been fortified.
Alright, so there we go. This is the vision it's giving them. It's going to tell them if anyone's making a rotation through this area. It's going to tell them if anyone's making the rotation down through. Even if someone's headed up to their secret shot from here. It's just going to give them a lot of information deep in the enemy territory. And that's something that won't get dewarded right there. Great ward that gives plenty of information. Really smart warding there. Great to see that. Legion Commander, 52 dual damage at 20 minutes. That's a pretty good mark. Pretty good pace. Definitely not terrible. Definitely could have done better. I think she could have rotated a bit more in the early game, but not bad overall. And there we go. Outworld Devourer, going to be building the BKB, going to get the Mithril Hammer, going to be disassembling the Dragon Lance for the Ogre Club. So a great transfer item to go from that to BKB. Definitely gives him far more early game presence with the excess range that he's got. So definitely a good item to have early. Not so great to carry into the late game, but here we go. Legion, she may be going on this anti-mage. Here we go. And in comes the duel. She's going to be right-clicking down. Moment of Courage procs going really well, and she is able to get the kill. Fantastic jump in. So I am mistaken a bit on this Armlet. If she's planning to go for solo kills like that, Armlet is absolutely the correct choice for her. It's going to allow her to, just like we just saw, activate Armlet, press the attack, and just jump in and secure a kill. I mean, of course, that does mean they are fighting a 4v5 battle, and like we just saw, the gyrocopter was easily picked off, so may not be the best strategy overall, but definitely an effective way to play the Legion Commander, especially since you are able to solo pick off their hardest target to kill, the Anti-Mage, arguably, of course, the Anti-Mage due to his blink, and just fantastic work there. He does have the Battle Fury, though, so he shouldn't be sticking around as long in lanes, which is just going to make him even harder to kill. To jump in from Centaur, Double Edge, Earthshaker, has to ult, almost gets the Enchant Totem down, but not going to be so, and Anti-Mage is able to take that kill. Dazzle going to be running back. Moto Sensei also getting back. The rest is Remnant down, so probably going to want to teleport back here once he can, but they're just not going to be able to defend this tower. The Shaman wards are up, and there we go. Drops them, and this tower shouldn't be long for life. What are these wards? True Crow wards. I like these wards. Venomancer also dropping down his wards. And there we go. Shaman just able to do so much work with these. Pushing super easily, and just making his team's life far easier. They don't even have to stick around to commit for this. They have the wards do all the work. Venomancer sticks around to drop a few plague wards, and there we go. It was a 1-for-1 tower trade, of course, but their push being Casual Stomp's push, of course, far better in the long run. Endgame, this gyrocopter is going to be a problem. I don't know if they're able to deal with him as effectively as they would like to. They definitely have a very early game team, excluding this Anti-Mage. The Centaur Warrunner should be able to get tanky, although he is not going to be the way he has been playing as more of a 4th-ish slot, helping out this Shaman with some of the support items, where Venomancer is able to focus solely on the few items he needs to be effective. Outworld Devourer bought the Ogre Club, so it looks like he will not be assembling Dragonlance for the BKB. I do think that is a mistake. He does need to do that. It is not as effective a late game tool as you would think, and the BKB definitely going to be far better, and it's far better to save 1,000 gold on the BKB. Like, right, he could have the BKB right now if he just disassembled Dragonlance. Earth Spirit, going to want to be careful though. They're coming into the jungle, and there we go. The ward did scout them out there. Possibly going to be able to catch up and Astral Imprisonment, but nope. Just too fast, and the push goes on down bottom. They ping out the Ember Spirit Remnant, making sure he can't be caught, and there we go. This ward does not block anything now. The only reason that camp was blocked was because of the Outworld Devourer here, of course, and there we go. Legion Commander able to run through there. Daddy Bender drops the wards, but they're dropped right there as well. Dazzle has to Shallow Grave himself to make it out. The heal comes through, and there's another kill. 4 for none right now. Venomancer runs in, throws his ult, drops everything he can, and they need to kill this stuff. Dazzle's going to keep them all healed up, so fantastic job there. A 5 for nothing trade. Beautiful fight, and they are doing they are playing exactly as they need to. The Legion Commander able to get the early kill on the Outworld Devourer. Ember Spirit jumping in to help her out. Earthshaker there as well with the follow-up. Gyrocopter dropping his ultimate straight after to subdue the upcoming opponent, and Dazzle just sitting on the back line. Well, not really the back line in this fight, but sitting in an okay position, healing and shallow graving who he needed to assure his team stayed alive. And just fantastic work there all around from the Flying Bros, able to execute exactly as they needed to. A great fight, and just really some great stuff there. The OD, definitely a bit out of position there, so he can be to blame for this fight. But, I mean, probably shouldn't chase into places where you don't have ward vision. But yes, as I was saying, this ward not blocking anything. The new camp, something like that, and that are the spawn boxes. So I know I drew this ward inside the spawn box, but it actually is not inside the spawn box. So the magic ward bush unfortunately only blocks this medium camp, and like I said, it goes more like that now. So ward just outside of it. Once again, another sentry ward here, ready to deward this observer, but they just don't have the vision. Gyrocopter picking up that BKB, and that's going to help their fight so much. It's going to stop... never mind, it's not going to stop anything. This Venomancer, I forgot, basically everything he has goes through spell immunity. But it is going to stop the stun, the mana drain, the everything Shaman can throw at you, except for his wards, of course, and that wicked sick Shaman right-click damage. Can't forget about that. But Ember Spirit finally got that Battle Fury, finally going to be able to come to his full potential here. And the D ward coming here. RIP wards. Ember Spirit finally coming to his full potential, able to push, and there we go. The Legion Commander able to kill off the Anti-Mage, and there we go. They're going to be able to get the Centaur Warrunner kill as well. OD ults, but just barely too late, and it's a 2-for-2 trade overall. Unfortunately, Serpent Ward and OD ult has to be dropped for that. I honestly don't think they would have been able to fight off that Legion. I think she definitely would have been able to kill this OD if both those ults weren't expended. So, I mean, they're gonna come alive before these ults are off cooldown. So if they just do that again, then Casual Stomp is gonna have a really hard time playing up against this. Especially if they have some more people there. They're able to trade 2-for-2 in an extremely unfavorable situation. They got initiated on. Actually, I'm not sure about that. The bulk of the initiation was onto the Legion Commander dueling this Anti-Mage, and they still managed to pull a clean trade. Casual Stomp definitely going to need to put their lineup to work and start pushing again. Obviously, Shadow Shaman, they don't have the wards, but they can push without the wards. The wards guarantee the tower, but they don't need them. So they're going to need to push and hope that they can do their best, because this Ember Spirit now is just going to become a nuisance. Not really going to be much of a way to deal with his push. Especially with this Battle Fury. Ember Spirit, or Anti-Mage just jumps onto Ember Spirit, but he just casually vaults away with his Remnant, throws down another one, prepares to push a lane. Ward obviously seeing their movements in the jungle, but they don't care. Even if they knew that ward was there, there's no reason to hit the D ward on it. Well, obviously there is the reason that it gives them vision and you don't want vision, but they're just not strong enough. Not strong enough to contest them in their own jungle. Dazzle going to be throwing a ward over here, but I mean, he's getting spotted out by this, so should be quite an obvious little ward. And what was delivered? I don't know. Thought it might have been smoke, but it wasn't. It was probably this ultimate orb. Here we go. The team waiting for Anti-Mage down here, or not? God, I keep getting these two mixed up. Waiting for Ember Spirit down here. Does not look he's going to be pushing. Does not look like he's going to be pushing into that. Obviously, a pretty smart choice there. Legion looks like she's going for that wicked sick OD pick off tip of the top. Going to be doing a bit of farming, but once she sees the OD, there we go. Here we go. Press the attack, not going to be used. Blink, the duel starts, and I definitely think she needed to press the attack here for that extra damage, but doing so much work. What were those crits coming from? Some insane insane. That must have been Javelin Pierce damage? Insane extra damage coming out from that, and Legion is just getting more and more damage by the second. Doing so much work here. Now that she's able to solo pick off basically anyone she wants to, it's going to be extremely difficult for Casual Stomp to keep 5 heroes on this map, and to keep them all in a good position to defend their towers. Top tower, of course, being pressured by these 3. Bottom tower being pressured by Ember Spirit, and Gyrocopter just being left to farm whatever he could possibly need. This is the absolute worst position the Casual Stomp could be in, but they're going to try to turn around with a smoke, and these guys don't see it coming at all. They have no wards in this vicinity. Looks like Earthshaker may be caught out, but there we go. The smoke breaks. In they come. Centaur War Runner. They both go onto this Legion Commander, but she turns around, gets the duel off. In comes the dunk, and boom, an instant 2 for none. Legion Commander triple kill. All she needs to kill now is this Venomancer, and there we go. He's down. The Ember Spirit actually picks that off, and she's going to teleport back to base, and just barely able to stay alive. But there we go. Top tower most likely going to be going down for this, and a beautiful trade there. The initiation was fantastic. Unfortunately, this Legion is just a bit too powerful at this point in time. She was able to turn it. She instantly got stunned up, and all this damage came out, and she dueled someone. I don't know who. She dueled Centaur, got that. The few right clicks she needed came through onto the Anti-Mage to get the kill on him. Earthshaker comes in with the dunk, able to catch 3, maybe, 3 of them in it, and then just a few right clicks, down goes Shadow Shaman, and then the Venomancer was easy picking after that. And once again, the Venomancer ultimate, the Centaur ultimate, and the Shadow Shaman ultimate all dropped for that, and they didn't even manage to kill 1 hero. They're just trading extremely poorly at this point, and it's not looking good for them. Their pushing lineup has basically failed. They need to push in the early game, and now they can't push. They're too weak to push up against this team. They have too many ways to stop it, and Legion Commander, of course, if you try to split push, Legion Commander is just going to kill one of you and give herself extra damage. And that is the last thing you want at this point in time. Legion Commander's next item probably just going to be an Abyssal Blade. There's no reason for her to go for anything else. It's just going to give her more damage, more utility, an easier way to get double kills. It's not looking good for Casual Stomp. I don't think it's a GG yet, but it's pretty close. Here we go. No one has a smoke, if I'm correct. It looks like they're just going to be walking about their own lane here, showing themselves so it doesn't look like they're going to be headed for the gank. The ward is put into Roshan, so just doing a tiny bit of scouting there, and there is the Legion Commander's Abyssal Blade. Gyrocopter doing a wee bit of stacking for himself with his Alpha Wolf. He's going to have to pull that back to heal it up. Earthshaker does have a Smoke of Deceit as well as Aether Lens, and I don't know that Aether Lens actually upgrades any of his spells. It would appear as though it upgrades Fisher, but here we go. Smoke is popped, but it doesn't matter. They're just going to have to go on this anyway. Legion Commander instantly able to kill the OD with the duel. There we go. Venomancer down 2 with the right clicks. Abyssal Blade used, and there's a triple kill. Shaman killed on the back line. It's just Anti-Mage. And the 3-for-1 trade, Dazzle being the only one to fall. These guys are just looking invincible at this point. Don't know why Dire did that, because of their top tower, of course. Ember Spirit applying a bit of pressure up there, and the... just a sentry. And the middle tower looks like the next spot that they want to pressure. It should be a pretty easy take here versus just the Anti-Mage. And they are doing a bit of split pushing. So Legion and the gang headed bottom, while Ember Spirit solo pushes the mid lane. Doing a pretty fantastic job with that. And there we go. I think they should be able to go uphill. Shaman's ult was used, Veno's ult was used, OD's ult was not used, so they do have to watch out for that. But I think they definitely could have grouped and gone uphill. Legion Commander going to be going on Roshan to make the unkillable even worse. Does not look like she's going to be falling after this Roshan. Really, the only hope Casual Stomp had for this game was to take one of the last two fights, and they just didn't do it. They're actually going to let Gyrocopter pick up the Aegis. Smart play, very smart play. Why have your Legion Commander pick it up when she doesn't die anyway? This way Dazzle can just focus completely on the Legion. And it's going to be a good time. Gyrocopter has the invisibility rune. Legion Commander going to be running up middle. And this fight here should decide the game. If Casual Stomp can push them back, it should be relatively easy for them to push a few towers. But if this happens, there we go. The Legion Commander going in with the duel, not able to do anything, but thrown up out of most of the damage. Gyrocopter just right-clicking everything down. Shaman has to buy back. Daddy Bender, once again, gonna be killed. The wards were dropped, and there we go. An ultra kill for the Gyrocopter. Or going his way, a 3 for none trade. Ultra kill, of course, coming from the Shadow Shaman buyback, and just fantastic work here. Rax going down, and this is basically GG. I don't know if they're going to call it here, but they definitely should. They can't defend this with 2 heroes, and this definitely could be all 3 Rax taken. And they definitely cannot defend against Mega Creeps, even with this Anti-Mage with Manta style. Blinked in, instantly killing the illusions, making Manta useless, and Legion has her ultimate up, so they have to be careful as to how aggressive they get here. Then they are headed straight for the bottom racks. There we go. Bottom racks falling. This is Mega Creeps. This should be GG. Still no GG yet. They leave Legion in the base. Ranged racks falling, but there we go. She's going to get stunned up, and the GG is called by Myth. There we go.